are there rules that were applied to evictions during the pandemic that still apply today?
Yes, there are. You wouldn't think so, would you? Since the pandemic ended back in 2021, in the middle of 2021, actually. During the pandemic, so many people were put out of work by the shutdown and everything. And so a lot of people were unable to pay their rent. And the government, both local and federal, put certain laws and ordinances in place to try to keep, mass homelessness, quite frankly. Now, most of them have been repealed or, have expired. But there is one in particular, and it's called the CARES Act. And I have to apologize because I don't recall exactly what CARE stands for, but it was the law that was passed by the government, the federal government, in during the pandemic that put a lot of different restrictions in place. All of them have gone away with the exception of one, which, if the property of the landlord is subject to the CARES Act, then the landlord has to give a 30-day notice to vacate as opposed to a 3 or 10-day. And it's applicable if the landlord's property was financed through an FHA loan, VA loan, Fannie Mae loan, Freddie Mac loan, any government backed loan. And that part has not gone away. Now, what I see though is a lot of judges, JPs, they don't care. They don't bring it up, but I was just in two hearings this morning, and that is the first question that the judge asked me. Is the CARES Act applicable? No, Your Honor. And so our 10-day notice to vacate was held up. Was approved. So that's really the main thing. The city of Dallas had some ordinances that required a 21-day notice before you ever even sent your notice to vacate. Thankfully, that has gone away because that caught a lot of landlords unaware.
Absolutely. And it's, for, obviously with Home River Group, we are a national company with resources. However, we're talking about as you said, right? You have different types of landlords in today's world. You have more intentional landlords who are investors, and they're going out and they're buying properties to either flip or hold. You have accidental landlords, right? And these are
Right?
sometimes people who, I may own a house and then my job relocates me, or I get a promotion, I have to move to a different state. However, what I purchased my house for, right? And what I can sell my house, there's a variance there. And I can't take that loss right now. So it's more affordable or it's more advantageous for me to rent my house at that time. And now I'm a landlord. So in those scenarios, right, there's an education gap on how to handle an eviction, or how to go through and know the different statutes or ordinance that you talked about within your given city, county, as well as state. So definitely any landlords that we have on the webinar today, if you're not part of the Home River family, I do encourage you to reach out to a local attorney, just to understand exactly what's going on in your area to make sure that you are legally compliant as you're managing your own properties. Of course, you can reach out to a property management company like ours, but if you do choose to self-manage, please make sure that you are legally compliant. So great, great discussion points.